People, deluded, I'm back again. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 1. With that being said, I might as well talk about the player ratings or review the player ratings. I didn't think I'll be sitting in this spot. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, beyond Arsenal not losing an embarrassing man today and you lot today, you know, there isn't much to it. It means nothing in terms of the league. It gives us a little bit of confidence potentially going into City. You know, it's the first big win for Arteta. For me, for Reece Nelson, obviously there was a lot of fortune for Reece Nelson scoring. But for me, as a young man who's been going through a lot of trials and tribulations since he stepped into the first team fold, not just at Arsenal, but in Germany, you know, the hype and all of these sort of things and just developing and all this sort of stuff. I think it's nice that he, you know, retained his manager's faith by scoring and playing a part in both goals. And obviously for him, it's nice that he's got a little goal in the Premier League in a big game against Liverpool. These are moments that we all dreamed of doing as a kid, and I think for professional footballers, especially young ones, you actually forget these moments. Like Nelson shouldn't rest on his laurels, but sit there and think, yo man, scored against Liverpool, you know. I only did this on FIFA a couple of years ago. Now I'm doing it for real, so it's nice for him. Obviously for Lacazette, if Eddie didn't get the suspension and that, he probably wouldn't be playing, but that's his gain, innit? In the same way, you know, Martinez got his opportunities under because Leno's been injured. Lacazette's got a chance to show Arteta that, yo, I can be a part of what you're saying. There's a lot of talk of new contracts. I need to get one. I can still play my part. I feel Lacazette pressed well. He obviously got an assist technically, I think. And he definitely got a goal. Again, a lot of fortune, but that's it. And I will give the team collective praise. You know, we're playing the league champions, and I always question our game management, how we see out games and things of that and that sort of stuff, people. But at the same time, you know, we didn't concede in the second half. I always get at us, specifically the last 25 minutes. And whatever way I look at it, the boys did it. Yes, there were some heart-in-mouth moments. You know, first 15 people, we were under sustained pressure. We conceded a poor goal. But we did our thing, man. So might as well talk about the ratings. Like I said, I'm rambling on. And for my game review, actually watch my game review video. I apologise, people. But moving away from that though, people, start with Martinez. I give Martinez a 6. He made some good saves in this game and continued his general good form. I feel though, with Martinez, I feel his distribution, even regarding what I will call a mistake, because I feel his poor goalkeeping, and I think I tweeted it before it happened, I could be wrong, but I felt his distribution was kind of harming us today, because we know Liverpool are on us, they're spending time in our half, you know, that we know the sort of game we're going in. And to be fair, in a game like this, there ain't a lot of options to pass it to or to distribute the ball to, because everybody's marked and Liverpool are pressing high. But I feel at times his kicking was putting pressure on us, and I didn't get why at times, again, if you're forced to do it or you're told to do it, it's a different thing, but I don't know that. But for me, we're going long all the time, and it's not happening. It's going long to Nelson, and it's not happening. He's either offside or there's too much man around, and yeah, man, but I still think he recovered well, and you know, I think he did well enough to get a 6. I think Mustafi never played. David Luiz gets a 5. You know, I think he done all, on the grand scheme of things collectively as a team. We did well. Couple moments which we all thought David Luiz might slip into old habits, but I feel David Luiz was patterned up in that game, people, personally. You know, so he gets a 5. It weren't amazing from him, but I think he can walk away with a 5. I think Holding can give him a 6. I think he was slightly better than David Luiz. In fact, I'd probably give Holding a 5 as well. You know, Holding done okay again. We done well collectively as a team, but there were some moments I'm looking at Holding that I didn't understand. Like, just moments before half-time, you're charging out of defence with the ball. It's a bit aimless and stuff like that, but I think he recovered, so I give him a 5. Tierney and Saka respectively, I think they get 7s apiece. I think they worked very hard on that left-hand side and left centre-half side. They locked down Mo Salah, someone who's, you know, someone that causes us so much trouble as Arsenal fans. He terrorises our defence like everybody. It's probably the first game of recent memory which, fair enough, one of them was going to score. Mane scored. Can't remember a game he didn't score, even for Southampton days. But, you know, Firmino, who saves his goal scoring for Arsenal, doesn't get his annual goal here this year at the Emirates. And obviously the same goes for Mohamed Salah. And Saka done very well in that role with the 5 at the back, and again shows his versatility, shows his maturity, shows his consistency, shows his ability, and just shows how good he is as a young man. You know, we're not even watching Saka's age anymore. He's a genuine first team option, and we're looking at if he has a good or bad game based on what he brings to the table. You know, in the first half, I think he tried to do a thing going forward as well when we could. So I'll give Saka, you know, he got a bit tired towards the end, as any defender would be. If any of them defenders there, it's a quick shower, it's eating a young jerk chicken and Rice and it's bed straight away. It's one of them, because them man there had to do a lot of defending. A little like I said, shower food straight bed, no Netflix, no Twitter bed, because they had a lot of running to do today. And I think Saka will probably go straight to bed. And to be fair, because of the amount of running, I'd be surprised the recovery session tomorrow if all of our players aren't in the ice bath. Car we were under sustained pressure with the amount of shots you saw us have to undertake, and obviously the possession Liverpool had. But I was impressed with them two the most in defence. I give Cedric a 5. I think he wasn't poor today, but he was quite stressed out on the left hand side. Mane was the only Liverpool player I look at, and I think they were really at it today. Like, I think Mane was playing to somewhat his full potential. I don't think that can be said for the rest of the Liverpool, man, for whatever reason. Obviously Robertson was putting himself forward, going forward and stuff like that. And I feel Cedric Suarez, you're going to have a tough day. So I think he gets a 5. Xhaka and Torreira get 6s. For me, I think they were okay in midfield. I don't think they were amazing, but I feel Torreira fought well. You know, lucky to get a yellow card. Take as long as he did to not get a yellow card. Feel Xhaka mucked in as well. So I think 6s apiece is fair for both of the midfielders. In relation to Pepe, I give Pepe a 6. I think he had a better second half. I think he was really anonymous in the first half. I feel second half, what I was calling for him to do, he was doing. He was relieving the pressure on us a bit. Maybe that was because he went back over to the right-hand side at a period, but I feel he was better in the second half, and he gets a 6. Nelson would be on course for a 6, but I give him a bonus point of 7 for obviously being involved in the goal and assist respectively. You know, for me, the most frustrating thing about his play now is he's offside too much. Like, he's offside way too much because of the runs he makes. But I feel, you know, hopefully it does well for his confidence. I feel that's what's missing out of Nelson's game. I think he had it. He had the healthy bravado in the youth academy, but I think he doubts himself way too much in the first team, and I don't think he's assured. And I think he's playing with too much pressure. If I make a mistake, I might not play again, and I have to play well. And I hope, you know, I know Arteta is telling him that's not the case, and I hope this game kind of in a healthy way takes the pressure off him, gives him a bit of confidence. Yes, it's probably one of the easiest goals he'll score in definitely a game of this magnitude with the two sides and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's still a good goal for him, so I think he deserves a 7. For me, I'll give Laka an 8, you know. He's involved in both goals. I think he worked hard. I think the only bad thing Lacazette did is, like with Martinez, and I think even Xhaka and Holding, you know, there was an incident in the first half. I don't know what Laka's doing, but he tries to dribble out his area and things like that. So I didn't get what he was doing. Obviously, I've mentioned Martinez's throw. In relation to his distribution as well, I know we all saw, was it Firmino kind of hit the post because Martinez kicked it into him, sort of thing. So I'll give Lacazette a 7 as well. Aubameyang, I'll give him a 5. He weren't on the field long enough, so it's not really a rating, but you'll always press me to rate people. Definitely can't rate Kolasinac. He wasn't on the field long enough. I'll give Joe Willock a 5. I feel he responded well to clearly what he's being told tactically by Arteta, apart from when him and Pepe moaned at each other. You could hear Arteta mad at them for doing that kind of game still going on. Obviously, he had a chance to score, and he does. Them chances there's a theme. Joe Willock will come off the bench. There'll be that opportunity, and you know, it's a harder chance than it looks, I'll say that. And I'm a big fan of Joe, but he definitely should be doing better, hitting the target, you know. It's cool because he's still a young man, and true say he's come off the bench, you're finding your rhythm. But, you know, when you're in your mid-20s and you're not this young player anymore, we need you to score that, because winning and losing and drawing isn't just on one player. But the headlines will be, Joe didn't take that chance. Liverpool went and scored 2 goals in the last, you know, whatever minutes, or they'll score to make it 2-2. Do you get it? So I think Joe, apart from that, you know, the energy was there from Joe. He presses well in that role he was playing, you know, the false 9, pressing and dropping into midfield in the minutes he had. But clearly not levels. Maitland-Niles clearly weren't on the field long enough either. Neither was Kolasinac. But I'd give them all the subs 5, really. The same goes as Ceballos. But really, none of them were on the field long enough for me, really, to say I think they affected the game in a such. Maybe Ceballos, because I think he was the first sub. Kinda, I could be wrong, man. The games, my emotions are fried, people. But on that note, I've got nothing more to add, so I'm going to get out of here. It's always a pleasure, people. You know, please comment your opinions. We all see football differently. I'm going to go watch the game again, but I'd love to hear your ratings and stuff like that. Yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say. On that note, DG.